Welcome to Knicks Fandom. This is an independent New York Knicks fan-based podcast, which was created by fans for fans. The show is hosted by LA Blackwell, Danny, and Flau. They'll discuss the issues surrounding the Knicks, the NBA, and various other sports-related topics. Join us. It's going to be a heck of a ride.
I know your anger. I know your dreams. I'm the coach of personality. Right now, early in the season, was personality. But we finally got that big win, Knicks fans. This is episode 34 of our podcast doing Knicksfandom. As always, I'm your host, LA Blackwell. Hope our listeners out there are doing well. Glad to be joined by my co-host, Flo. How you doing, Flo?
LA, I'm great. How you doing today, brother?
I'm good, man. Knicks got a win. Always good thing to see that. As always, I'm happy to be joined by my fellow co-host, Danny D. How you been doing, Danny D?
I'm good, LA. I'm good. Finally a win.
Exactly, fellas. Exactly. Before we get into things today, fellas, we got some big news to tell our listeners. We recently changed the format of our show to better serve y'all at this point in time. Knicks fan will mostly be centered around the Knicks and how they relate to the NBA as a whole at this present time. Therefore, if you'd like to receive our usual thoughts on NBA as a whole, we humbly invite you to subscribe to our newly created podcast known as NBA Fandom. This podcast will initially appear on our speaker platform, followed by a separate YouTube channel, iTunes, and the other platform that we currently appear on. This is just the beginning, listeners, so make sure. And our first segment for today's show is Knicks Weekly Round-Up. And since our last podcast, the Knicks played the Boston Celtics, followed by the Brooklyn Nets. The Knicks lost to the Celtics 110-89, and the Knicks beat the Brooklyn Nets 107-86. Knicks are scheduled to play the Cavaliers later on tonight, fellas. But first up, what's your initial thoughts pertaining to the Celtics game? Starting with you, Flo.
LA, they looked horrible against the Celtics. Horrible. They were getting killed by Jaylen Brown and Kyrie Irving. They really struggled at the three-point line. Yeah, overall, the Knicks did not shoot the ball well from the three-point line against the Celtics. They had issues containing Jaylen Brown, Kyrie Irving. They gave up too many points in this game. It was a horrible game overall as a team. No team defense whatsoever. Once again, KP is carrying this team on his back, but again, KP is starting to look more and more like Melo. You know, one-man show, trying to do as much as he can, but doesn't have enough weapons.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, Flo. Thanks for your assessment. The Knicks look terrible. How about you, Danny D?
Yeah, you know how I do from last season. They play like doo-doo. And, you know, like Flo said with KP had a rough outing night. You know, he was 3 from 14 from the field, had 12 points and things like that. But the thing is, he has to have help. When KP is not doing good, other people got to step up. And once again, I'm calling out Tim Hardaway Jr. He shot 2 from 11 and 0 from 5 from 3 points. What he had? 6 points in 28 minutes. And he's talking about my ankle. I'm not trying to hear about your ankle, man. Get some Bengay, wrap that thing up. Your ankle has nothing to do with your jump shot. You have to be more consistent. We need help. And if KP is not getting help from Courtney Lee in the wing, we're going to be in trouble.
Oh, absolutely.
And also, like we're saying too, Ramon Session, he's trying his best. Ramon Session is not a starting guard. So defensively, they were horrible, and they were horrible from the field. And he's got to choke it up for one of them nights. Hopefully, it doesn't continue.
Yeah, definitely agree with you, fellas. The Knicks, Boston was looking for a win. They definitely needed that win more than the Knicks at the time. You know, they both were still had losses. But the thing is, you could see Boston really needed that win. Kyrie was going to force them to get it. Knicks looked terrible. Like you stated, Danny D, the point guard situation was exasperated, you know, even more by Kyrie doing his thing. You know, he didn't play that great, but you saw the difference between what the Celtics had and what the Knicks didn't. And even KP, you know, he struggled that game as well, only 3 for 14. So it was not the greatest game for him. Canton played pretty well that game, 16 points, 19 rebounds. He was crushing the boards. But like you said, Tim Hardaway, was no help down there. And when you have no point guard that can really get nobody the ball, that even shows you the issues even more. So the thing with Boston, you know, all the guys really came to play. Jaylen Brown will play well, and Tatum. And Jaylen Brown's a weird one. It's like some days he plays well, some days he doesn't. So that's the thing you have to look at with that and within that game. But overall, it was a tough loss for the Knicks. I really expect them to give a better fight. That's the thing I was shocked about that. And it really didn't show that much heart in that game. But the next game they played very well against Brooklyn, which jumps us right into the next segment. That was a big win. Shocking win to me as well, considering Brooklyn just came off a big win against the Cavaliers. So what about you, Danny? What you think about that win against against the Brooklyn Nets?
It was good. They came out hungry. They played good as a team. And overall, KP is gonna get his. You know that KP is gonna get his regardless because he's gonna be the major focal point, right? But once again, we have to see what's gonna happen when it comes down to the bench and how the bench is gonna play. And then I hate to be on Tim Hardaway, but Tim Hardaway still has to step up. He was 4 from 12 from the field, 1 from 5 from 3-pointers, and he had 11 points. Which reminds you, he played 37 minutes though. Courtney Lee played 30 minutes and had 13 points, and he was 3 from 6 from the field. And these things are going to add up. But a big difference was that they sat Ramon Session down, and they started Jarrett Jack. And Jarrett Jack was a better facilitator. When I say facilitator, he was setting people up. He had 5 assists, 7 rebounds. And Frank coming off the bench had some good quality points and assists, and he showed what he can do out there. And these are some good quality minutes that we need so we can hopefully play good as a team. But Tim Hardaway Jr. got to step up, man. I'm riding on him hard because he's getting $72 million. And I don't care if y'all think I'm hating on him. I am.
I hear you. I hear that, D. How about you, Flo?
LA, just to add on to what D mentioned, Jarrett Jack was a plus 11 on the floor. Also, Frank, 9 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 steal in 21 minutes. A plus 8 on the floor. Enes Kanter, in 16 minutes, had 12 points on 6 of 8 shooting. 6 rebounds, 2 blocks, 1 assist, a plus 12 on the floor. And the franchise on this team, Porzingis, scored 30 points, 13 of 24 from the field, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks, 1 steal, 29 minutes. The Knicks held the Nets to 58 points from the second through the fourth quarter. Excellent defense, especially the Nets coming in as the best team, the best scoring offense in the NBA. Excellent job. Excellent job by the Knicks overall team defense. And a great adjustment by Coach Hornacek, starting Jarrett Jack, like Danny mentioned. Excellent job. All-around effort, a blowout victory. They deserve it.
Absolutely, fellas. Absolutely. Knicks won 107-86, like I stated. And they did what we've been saying, been asked for lately in the last couple podcasts. It just changed this lineup. We've been talking about this from the beginning. There was no reason to keep Sessions out there. No Baker signing. I was happy about that. That was the main difference, like Danny D said and Flo stated. And you got a lot of good things from Frankie. Got a lot of good things from, as well as from Jarrett Jack. And that made the biggest difference to me overall. Also, we actually saw a Willie Hernangomez signing. I was happy to see that. He played 13 minutes, got 4 points, also got 4 rebounds. Now I'd just like to see a little more of Dotson. Put Dotson there in the meantime. Let Hardaway sit a little more. If he ain't well, makes no sense put him out there for 37 minutes. I'm not getting that. He playing 37 minutes with a busted leg or ankle, whatever you want to call it. He's not playing great defense. He's not doing great offensively. Then he's just hurting the team. If you're trying to win games, at the end of the day, I want that draft pick. But you got to give this team some hope as well. So you don't want this team to be a total wish-wash team the whole season. But let Dotson play a little more. I don't know why he's sitting him on the bench too. Let him get some more burn. 6 minutes, that's nothing. Let him get a little more burn, see what happens. And also, just let the team come along. I think the biggest thing was Frank. He's been getting a lot of heat from what I see in the press. A lot of people, fan pages and things of that nature, talking about Dennis Smith, we should have got him, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Dennis Smith don't play that great defense to me. He got his own ankle issues. So let the guy play. The kid is young. He's 19 years old, people. Give him time. Sheesh. Just give it some time. I don't understand the big rush. Let these dudes play. Let him and Porzingis get a rapport and see what happens. Same thing with Willie Hernangomez. Get him out there, too. Yeah. Any other thoughts y'all guys having regarding these 2 games that we didn't really talk about? If not, we'll just jump right into the upcoming Cavs game. And start with you this time, Flo. You got anything regarding this Cavs game where you think the Knicks going to match up with them?
Yeah, LA. In terms of the matchup, you're gonna have Jared Jack versus Iman Shumpert, J.R. Smith versus Courtney Lee, Tim Hardaway Jr. versus LeBron James, Porzingis matching up against Love, and Kanter versus Tristan Thompson. If I'm Coach Hornacek, I would definitely give the ball inside in his Kanter and get Tristan Thompson in foul trouble. Porzingis need to get his touches also. Get Kevin Love in foul trouble. That's important for the Knicks if they have any shot at beating the Cavaliers tonight.
I agree. How about you, Danny D? Anything you got looking forward to regarding the Cavs?
Yeah, and I think you're gonna have to, like Flo said, we might have to change this to like a half-court game because with Cleveland, they have so many pieces that they can run up and down the court, and these guys are long, you know. So you see how Brooklyn had a lot of pieces, and they was hitting a lot of open jumpers. So Tim Hardaway Jr., hope you hear me. You got to hit jump shots tonight. All right, you and Courtney Lee have to hit some shots tonight if you're open because you need it.
Absolutely, guys. I'm looking forward to this game because Cleveland has been, up and down, 500 team, which is kind of shocking for some fans and, watchers of the NBA thus far, but it's still early. But overall, I think the Knicks have to really take advantage of the point guard position right now. The Cavs are struggling. You have Derrick Rose still having injury issues. You still haven't seen anything about Isaiah Thomas because of his injury issues. So right there, the Knicks has a little, positive in that direction. Also, you're not really going to stop LeBron. You just got to try to hope and contain him. But there's really nobody on their team that can really stop Porzingis, I don't feel. The way he's been playing. He's been playing great thus far. So I'm really looking forward to see if they're going to really bounce back and, continue to play well in this game and just see what happens, Let them know that this team is going to come along and we got some pieces as well, It's going to take a while for the Cleveland Cavaliers to put everything together. They got a lot of new pieces as well. So, but, we're going to see what happens. Definitely going to tell you all about it next week, listeners. And that's it regarding the Knicks Weekly Roundup. And our next segment is the behind the scenes regarding the New York Knicks. Okay, Danny D, you got anything for us regarding behind the scenes regarding the New York Knicks today?
Yeah, the only thing I have right now is Steve Mills talking at the State of the Knicks address at the Quicken Loans Arena. And basically it was written by Mark Berman by the New York Post. And Steve Mills was basically saying that Mr. Frank Ntilikina and Willie Hernan-Gomez are keepers, and they are not going anywhere. So he's trying to downplay the rumors about Eric Bledsoe. He doesn't want no part. He's keeping our two young parts here in New York. And he's also saying that Jeff Hornacek isn't going anywhere, but he's not going anywhere right now because he wants the team to have stability. And that Jeff is not going to be based on wins and losses. He just wants everybody to bunker down, and he wants everybody on the team to focus more on defense and less on turnovers. And he also agrees that Jeff, with Willie Hernan-Gomez, like that Jeff made him earn his minutes. Just because he came back last year doesn't mean anything. Because he wants Willie Hernan-Gomez to earn his position because he's going to be here in the near future, and he wants him to get better. And he agrees with Jeff. So he's saying he's gone with the youth movement with Frank and Hernan-Gomez, and also he's saying that Jeff is staying for now, but he's not guaranteeing him no job right now.
Okay. Thanks for that behind the scenes information. I actually like what I heard. What you think about it, Flo?
No, I actually agree. It's a good it's good of the State of the Knicks address. I'm happy that at least he put it out there right now, and it allowed the youngsters to just focus on basketball, ignore the trade rumors, and just concentrate on their games and try to get better and be a part of this team. And hopefully, Coach Hornacek is able to implement his offensive system that he ran in Phoenix. So as long as he continues to try to keep this team in games, get them to play great defense, and be competitive, I have no problem whatsoever. So,
okay, what you think about the statement, Danny D?
Yeah, it was good. He said he's rocking out with Jeff and things like that, but he still didn't guarantee him Jeff for the remainder of the season his job because usually this is our guy. He said, we rocking with him for now. You know what I'm saying? We just rocking with him now, and and then even though it helped that they won on Friday against Brooklyn, that helped out a lot.
Yeah, that's the one thing I thought that stood out as well was on the set. It's like we kind of with you, but we kind of want to wait and see.
Yeah, that
Which is good because you don't want this team to feel so confident under Hornacek yet because he really hasn't done anything yet. You know, he's struggled somewhat, and you know a lot of people blame Phil Jackson for being over his shoulder last year, but now he's gone. The albatross is gone at this time, so you really got to implement your offensive defense the way you want to and take it from there. And this was the first game we really saw the Knicks really show up. So we have to really see how they're going to bounce back and how they're going to play against Cleveland in this game. And that's the main thing I'm looking forward to going forward. And just the defense. I want to see their defense scheme. They still look a little lost out there sometimes. But I think the bigger difference was Frank. He really was helping out in that respect. And you really saw his length, and you saw how he was just getting helping them in the open floor with Kyle Quinn getting some nice dunks and things of that nature. So they definitely really need that lift he gave them. Hopefully they can keep it going in that respect. But that's it for Behind the Scenes, guys. And before we go into our closing remarks, just want to talk about the Knicks' upcoming schedule. They're going to a big-time homestand. But before they start their homestand, the Knicks, like I stated earlier, will play the Cavaliers later today. The Nuggets play the Knicks at MSG, which will be tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Then the Knicks play the Rockets on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. And that will be also at MSG. The Knicks also play the Suns on Friday at 7:30. And they finish off before we come back on our next scheduled podcast will be Sunday at 7:30 p.m. against the Pacers. So just wanted to ask you fellas, how you think the Knicks going to do in these upcoming 5 games between now and our next podcast? Remember, listeners, this is not a gambling show. We take no responsibility for the predictions. So how about you, Danny D?
Yeah, I'm trying to go up and over. Hopefully they can get 3 wins out of it. They can get 3 wins. The Suns is a definite. That's got to be a gimme. The Suns are playing horrible right now. They're all out of whack. They got to get a gimme. The Pacers could be a tough one. The Pacers could be a tough one. And you said also they're playing Denver, right?
Correct.
I think they can win those 3 games.
Okay, that's the same 3 I got.
Right.
And I'm kind of shaky about that Pacers game too.
They got me worried. I didn't say it's going to be a cakewalk now. I said it's going to be close, but they should be able to pull that one off if they get, because depending how they play in the first 4 games, the first 3 games, if they're gelling together, how they're supposed to be gelling, they can pull it off. Don't make me look bad. I got the up and under here, guys, man.
Me
I want
too.
the money Brooklyn game. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I'd be more worried about the Nuggets game if they was actually in Denver with that high altitude and all those issues that always happen. So, but we'll see what happens. How about you, Flo?
LA, I have the Knicks going 2-3 this week, 2-3. Since the Cavs and Nuggets games are back to back, I got the Knicks beating the Nuggets, and I have the Knicks beating the Suns.
Okay. We will see, and we will compare notes next week, fellas. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And we're going right to our closing remarks for today's show. You having closing remarks today for the show, Flo?
LA, I want to thank all the listeners. Please tell a friend, and subscribe. Also want to thank both of you gentlemen for allowing me to be part of this great show, Knicksfandom. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Much appreciated, Dan. Flo? How about you, Dan D? What you have for closing remarks for today's show?
I want to thank everybody. Continue to keep on listening and listen out for NBA Fandom. Just look out, check out, and keep on subscribing. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Appreciate you guys so much. Let's go.
That's right. New things on the horizon. But thanks again, Flo. Thanks again, Dan D. As always, your excellent contributions. Couldn't do it without y'all. A big thank you to our great listeners. Without y'all, it is no us in this field. But definitely let everybody know about the NBA Fandom that's coming up. Make sure to stay tuned to Knicks fans. A lot going on. And, stay tuned. Make sure. Have a good week, people. Peace.